Good morning, everybody. It's not even morning, it's afternoon. I don't even know anymore. Anyway, I was trying to fix the lighting so it wasn't reflecting in my glasses, but anyway, I couldn't seem to do that very well. So anyway, hi everybody, how you doing? I hope you're having a great week. I'm super excited to have my therapy session with you. And Gosh, so much has been going on. I have some great clips for us all today. Hi, Sweden. Hi, everybody. I see all my regulars. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. I super appreciate it so much. Um, so this week, wow, it's been a bit pretty crazy for me. So before I'll let people start to file in here, and England's here, and Sweden's here, and everybody's here. I love that so much. Thank you. It really makes me happy. So wow, Netherlands are here. Right on, Netherlands. Sherman Oaks is here. I grew up in Sherman Oaks. I remember when I was a kid, my first house was in Sherman Oaks. And for you people who don't know, that's like in the valley, the San Fernando Valley here in Los Angeles. So yeah, I grew up. Who else is in the house? Happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. Right on. And happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everybody. Yeah, today we're gonna get into some fun stuff. Hello, Salt Lake City. So Toronto, Canada, Winnipeg in the house. Oh, hey, Amanda, how you doing? My dad's from Winnipeg, which is a very interesting space. I don't know if you all know that my dad actually played professional football in Canada, and he was part of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So Nashville's in the house, Germany, Tennessee. Who else we got here today? This is awesome. I'm great, everybody. Thank you for asking. Riverside is in the house. Right on. Excellent. Atlanta. We got everybody here today. This is awesome, friends. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm sending everybody a lot of love, especially over there in the Middle East and in Israel and Gaza and all of that happening. And it's a very hard conversation to have. But I was reading a couple things that you all put. Yeah, the Blue Bombers. A couple things. France is in the house, Wisconsin, Virginia, Missouri. I love you guys. You're awesome. This is so great. New York, of course. This is so great. Everybody, Louisiana. I lived in New Orleans during Katrina. And I'm a resident Californian, let me tell you. And when I lived there for 4 years and Katrina hit, oh my God. I'm an earthquake, dude. I grew up on earthquakes. Hurricanes, Redding is in the house. Right on. Pennsylvania. This is awesome. Upstate New York. Love you guys. So yeah, and Hurricane Katrina hit, and this guy is like, I'll take an earthquake over a hurricane. I don't know about you all there. Uruguay? Wow, this is so great. I love you all for joining me. Poland is in the house, Pennsylvania. Wow, we got everybody here today. So I hope you all have a good sense of humor. That's first off what I want to say. I hope you all got a great sense of humor because I do. South Carolina. I consider myself somebody who has a great sense of humor, and Hudson Valley, New York. I want to tell you that I believe that a sense of humor is what can get you through so many things. As you all know, I've been here and there and everywhere from Yucataya. Where is Yucataya? I don't even know. Costa Rica's in the house, right on. Illinois. My partner's parents are from Illinois. So a sense of humor is important. And I really think I've made it this far, not as a trans person, but, as a human and somebody who struggled in my life, not fitting into the normal place in the world. I really have always had this kind of offset sense of humor. And you know, of course, getting made fun of is not cool and it doesn't feel good, right? We've all probably been made fun of on some level at some time, especially when you're a youngster. It doesn't feel good when you're different than the rest of the kids and you're getting made fun of, which was me. I was a very masculine little girl. I was always very masculine, and so I got made fun of. But at the same time, I think on some level it just made me learn how to push back. My dad never said stay at home and cry. My dad said push back. And whatever that means to you, right? I've always told you the story where my dad said never throw the first punch. I grew up on that. Never throw the first punch. But when someone throws the first punch at you, Kiddo, my dad said, game on. You have every right to defend yourself. So I grew up with a sense of understanding that if I'm going to talk nonsense to you, I better prepare to have that nonsense back at me. Meaning, if I'm going to punch you first, or I'm going to say some nonsense to you, I just open the door for you to say it. My dad said the same thing. That's why basically don't throw the first punch. It's real easy. If you don't like somebody or you're going to say something about them, you better think about it before you throw it out there. And are you willing to take that back? It's why I'm a free speech absolutist, because it might hurt my feelings that you call me a tranny, or that you call me a woman, or that you call me all these kinds of things that I ask not that to be. But you have every right to do that. And you know that. You all know how I feel about that. You have every right to call me a she. You have every right to call me a tranny or a loser or whatever. It doesn't mean it's true. It's just your right in this country as a free speech person. And it's why I let people call me she, but I won't tolerate it, if that makes sense. You can call me she, but it doesn't mean I have to tolerate it. It's just like you can punch me in the face, but it doesn't mean I have to tolerate it, right? It means I can actually fight back. So today, I mean, not today, I think it was this week. I don't know. You might all know this. And before I move on with that story, I want you all to know this. I support women's rights. I support reality. And you all know how I feel about the kids. I'm here for the kids. Okay. And what I mean by that is no transitioning of children. I'm super focused on that. And it's why I'm here. Everything else, whatever, we can figure that out. But there are a lot of women out there who are feeling very hurt by what's happening in this trans community. And I get it 100%. It's why I believe in sort of speaking up about women's rights, and that trans women are not women. And so with that being said, there's a lot of women on Twitter, which is X now, who continually call me she. And, intention has to be a part of this conversation, people. We can't just say, well, in reality, Buck, you're a she. Yes, in reality, I'm a she. In reality, I am a biological female. How many of you know me and know that I'm constantly talking about it? I never deny my biology. I never, ever say I changed my sex. I've never said that. I've always been real straight with all of you about who and what I am and why I sit here today. And so I do that because I expect respect back for me being honest to you. That's why I do it. Because I actually expect that you're going to respect me when I'm honest to you, because that's the whole reason we're in this fucking ridiculous situation as it is, because those trans people are not being honest with you, which put me in a bad position. So I'm speaking up for myself here. I'm not part of that group of deniers. So me being honest about who I am, it does not change that I'm a female. I'm an actual female. But I would prefer if you call me he. Hence, right? Hormones, talk, this got off. I look like a dude. I hope I act like a dude, all of that. So, on some level, all I'm asking you to do is respect my choice of transition as an adult. And I respect your rights as a female and your rights as a child. And together, me and you can fight against this evil nonsense that's happening. So, with that, I had a bunch of women on Twitter start calling me she, and you'll always be a she, and come back to our side, and we'll always have our arms open for you as a woman. And I was just like, what? Come on, man. I'm 31 years into this transition. 31 years, people. This isn't something that I'm going to stop doing. I'm never going to stop doing this. It has helped me. It has moved me forward. And I sure hope you see that I participate in the world of reality. I call all the bad players in the trans community out. I call them out. I call them out constantly, not only on my behalf, but on the behalf of women and children. And then I have all of these women just going at me. It was crazy. And then some of you I know have seen it. And then do all of you who know who Billboard Chris is? Do you all know him? Oh, hey, Cecilia. Thank you, beautiful friend. Thank you. Yes, thank you. That's exactly how it works. And that's exactly why I do it, Cecilia. That's exactly why. Because I know that if I respect you, and it's up to me, it's not up to you. It's up to me to respect you, to show you I have full on respect for you. I'm a biological female. I transitioned to live as a man. I did not change my sex. That is respect for you. It is and respect for me on some level. But if I come at it with a very positive way that you can see why I did this and who I am, you're going to give me respect. There's no doubt, because you all who give me respect know that I'm not in denial. So, Naomi, let me just tell you, Naomi loves Billboard Chris. And so did I, by the way. So did I. I supported Billboard Chris's work. I was very retweeting, going, doing all of the things you need to do to form an allyship and to form a way that you and I don't have to agree on many things. But what we need to have in our sights are the children. And I thought that's why we were all here. I thought that's why we were all here. It doesn't matter that you don't care, don't like me, or it doesn't even matter that you agree with my transition 31 years later. But when you come after me, after I have been supporting your work, which is what Billboard Chris did, okay? Okay? He came after me and called me a she, and I'm a pornographer, and I'm disgusting, and I'm all these things. I'm like, what? Wow, dude. Wow, man. I thought we were here for the kids. It was so bummer for me. I got bummed out. I really did. I never expected him to attack me. But because all of these women were attacking me and calling me she, and I'll always be a woman, and I'm what they always think that I'm luring the children. They always think I'm luring the children. You all know I'm not luring anybody. I talk the children out of it. I can show you so many emails. In fact, one of these talks will be about that. I get emails every day from people thanking me for helping them. Hold on, you blocked me. So Alan says you blocked me on X this time. Would love if you unlock. Okay, great. 100%, my friend. 100% I will. Thank you for asking me. So this gentleman here says you blocked me on X during this time. Yeah, because I told you I'm not going to deal with nonsense. I have too much on my plate. Pardon me. Do you realize how much? I mean, I barely even have time for myself, to be honest with you, at this point, and my kid. But it's because I'm focused on this. And I told you I will not give up until we have every state in this country, make it illegal for a trans child to make it. I will not stop until every state takes that off the plate. So I don't have time to argue with you all about if I'm a she or a he or why my transition did. You're derailing the conversation. We have to all stay on focus. You know, divide and conquer is a real thing. Thank you, Alan. I will send me a DM, buddy, and I'll unblock you. You know that? You know that divide and conquer is a real thing? And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to divide us. I'm powerful for you. Don't you know that? Don't you know that? I'm so powerful for you. I'm a transsexual voice in this fight for the kids. When you alienate me, you are going to have a harder time, whether you like it or not. When you're fighting in a space where it's against a certain group of people, you better have some of those people ally with you, because it's the only way you're going to look. Let's just talk a little bit about racism. If we don't get white and black people to find a medium here and to find some way to have a conversation and understand that together we create a space where we can get rid of racism. But if you're going to push against white people and you're going to push against black people, that is literally creating a divide, which will not put us together and will not understand how do me and you come together for the bigger picture. We don't have to live together. We don't have to even see each other ever. But until me and you understand what is the bigger picture here, you're fucking around with she and he with me. Are you kidding me? I won't tolerate that. I've explained why I won't. Thank you. Thank you, friend. It really means a lot to me that you're a member. And yeah, we should have a roundtable. I'll work on that. I'll talk to Blair later about that. But I just don't know why you want to alienate me and why you want to do that and why you want to call me names and why you want to be mean to me and why you want to, because I won't tolerate it. It's easy to block you. It's easy to put you out of sight, out of mind. Do you know that? That saying, out of sight. I don't need to see that shit. And I don't need to see you beating me up, Dave. You're a woman. You're a woman. You're always going to be a woman. Yes. How many fucking times do I need to tell you all? Yes, I'm a woman. Does that make you feel better? Does it? Because I hope it does. I really hope it does make you feel better. So now that we got that out the way, can we now move forward and stop the transitioning of children? Can we stop this? Can we stop this idea that men can take over women's spaces? Can we stop this? This is what I want to do with you. Okay? Hey, Dharma, thank you so much. I have discovered that some conservatives and gender critical women, in their effort to protect women's spaces, absolutely refuse to acknowledge people's gender dysphoria. Yep, that's right. And I get it. Don't think I don't get it, people. I'm 61. I'm 31 years into transition. I've done a lot in my life. I'm very aware of the world. I walk the world in shoes that many of you have never walked in. I've walked as a female. I've walked as a male. I've been in all kinds of places all over the world. I've talked to so many kinds of people. I mean, my God, you have to understand my experience in the world is huge. And I don't take it lightly. You shouldn't. I feel very, very grateful for my space here today. Don't think I don't. And I do not take it lightly that you all hear me and you watch me. But what I will not tolerate, and I keep telling you all, is to call me she when I've asked you politely to call me he. I clearly make an effort to look like a man. I clearly have proven myself, not only to myself, but to the world, that you can do this. Okay? Transsexualism isn't going away, people. There are people like me all over the world. We've been here forever. This is an adult space, an adult understanding of gender dysphoria and why we need to look like men and women to be I'm a success. Do you not see that? I'm an actual success in transitioning. And I honestly believe that's why people hate me, because I can prove wrong to you that adults can do this and adults can move forward with this situation and adults can become something other than self-loathing, self-hating weirdos or wanting to off themselves. We don't want that. We don't want any of that. We want people to move forward in the world. We don't want people to feel so you need to understand whether you agree or not. People like me exist and we will always exist. And we need to find this common ground where it's not going to hurt you, where it's not going to bother you, where I never have to be in your space. I just want to I've never even met more than half of you. I'll probably never meet you publicly or anywhere. You'll never see me, only here. So these are the things that you must also understand. People like me respect you. I would never use the women's room, even though these people are telling me, well, Buck, then you got to use the women's room. No, I do not. And I would never use the women's room. That would be sick. I'll hold my pee before I'll go in the women's room, just so you know. And let me tell you, I did that for many years before all these little kids are whining about the toilet. I held my piss. I went in places and peed that you wouldn't even believe because I couldn't hold it anymore. I peed in bottles. I mean, come on, man. It's not comfortable for people like me either to walk into the wrong restroom. I shouldn't be in the women's room. But let's just be honest, men don't care. Men don't care. A woman can walk in the men's room and men don't care. I've seen it a million times. They don't feel. Women care for a reason, people. They care for a reason because these crazy wingnut trans fakers, they're fake trans, they're trans trenders, they're cross-dressers, they're transvestites, they're fetishists, they're not transsexuals. They're the ones coming to the women's room, pulling out their penis, taking pictures. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to, well, I'm going to sock you in the face is what I'm going to do about it. Those are the people that are making it hard for me to just live my effing life. We don't want them. They're AGP. Why do you think AGP was sort of hidden for such a long time? And now that we all found it and we're literally exposing it, including me, oh, they're going crazy now. They're getting more mean and they're getting more insane because we are exposing them. So AGP, transvestites, crossdressers, let me just put that over here for a minute. Those are fetishists, people. They're not transsexuals. Those are people who have taken over the trans women space. How do I know this? 31 years of transitioning. These people have never been in our space. And I have a shit ton of transsexual women friends who hate those people. They're making trans women look insane. Not just me, but trans women. Thank you, Fran. I'm so grateful for your powerful voice, Buck. It's so sad that people just, let me just say this, Linda. It doesn't matter. It's going to be like that forever. I've always had it. It's not new. It's not new. That's the other thing people don't understand. I've been in this arena for, I've transitioned 31, but I'd say I've been, putting my voice out there for 20 something years. I've been getting beat up from every side forever. And on some level, I think it was training for this. I just believe that there was a reason I had to get ping ponged and beat up and all of that to get to this space. I really do have grown thick skin. I do believe that. I'm not gonna lie. You all know my feelings get hurt sometimes. I'm a human. I'm not an animal. I'm a human. My feelings get hurt when I see people who I thought were allied with me call me names. I'm like, what? I thought we were fully solid, allies. I'm not even going to say friends. And then you turn around and just slaughter me. Wow. Wow. So I guess the message with that is be careful with the people you align yourself with today, because many people are not as honest as we would like them to be. And I think it's why it's important for me to have my honesty with you. I have nothing to hide from you. Any questions you want to ask me, I will tell you. I see people spreading so many lies about me. Here, hold on. Let me just have a little quick sip of my coffee in my Buck mug that you can get at my shop. Makes great Christmas and Hanukkah gifts. I'm just messing with you. I would never push my merch. If you want it, get it. If you don't, it's all good. Anyway, I do need a sip of this coffee. So here we go. Hey, Danny, how you doing, friend? Oh, I really want to interview you. Can you send me a DM? We need to talk. So can't wait to see your interview with my friend Keith. Oh, he's the one who actually sent me to your video, friend. Danny's awesome. I can't remember, Danny. I think that you are AGP and that you acknowledge it. I think I was watching one of your interviews last night and you seem amazing. So please get in touch with me. It would be really amazing to talk to you. Keith is amazing. Oh, you guys, I interviewed an intersex. Oh, thank you so much for becoming a member. I'm going to do a members only live soon here. Okay. I got myself a new camera and I'm actually raising, I'm raising the quality of my channel up little by little. Okay. So I got a new camera that's going to be really awesome. And so I'm going to do a members only webcam live feed for all of you. So thanks for being a member. Okay. So I know you love me. Thank you so much. I feel your love. I do, you guys. I actually feel your love, and it means a lot to me. It's just we need to show the world that me and you can get along with each other as Republicans, liberals, Democrats, whatever, right? I don't care, whatever you want to call it. We got to show the world that we have a bigger fight here than just our political parties. This country is a mess. It's just a fucking mess. It's gross. I hate all the political parties. I'll be honest with you. I'm just discouraged. I'm discouraged, and I'll vote. Don't get me wrong, but I'm discouraged. I really am. Okay, boomer. Right on. How do you feel about children transitioning without meds or surgery until they're adults or they realize So that's a great question. So that being said, I didn't transition till 31, but as a kid, I look like this, okay? I can show you pictures. I just look like a little boy, and I wanted to be a little boy, and I skated around with all the boys, and I played with the boys, and today that would probably be called trans, but I never thought of myself as trans. I thought of myself as a little boy, though I knew I was a girl. Never was I told I was a boy. My parents didn't play that manipulative bullshit. I was a girl who had a boy name, got teased for it, blah, blah, blah. Here's the issue that I sort of kind of have with some of this stuff. It's a hard space, but I think if you let your kid wear boys' clothes and do all that, but really make them understand that they aren't a boy, they are not a boy. They are a girl who wants to act like a boy, be like a boy, do all that. I think this is the key, because what you're asking is, do I believe in social transitioning, which means you dress like a boy, you act like a boy, you get a boy's name, you do that, but you don't take any medications. I do think I have a little bit of a problem with that today, because I think you're insinuating to this young child that they can become a boy. They can never become a boy, ever. So you're lying. And we're talking about a girl to a boy right now. So that being said, who cares if they wear boy clothes? I think actually what we need to start doing is reinforcing this idea that you don't have to be in stereotypes as a kid, right? That we need to reinforce the idea that little Susie wants to dress like little Bobby. Go on, do it. Wear the flannel and the cap and play soccer and do all those things because you're a badass girl. That's the missing link. We're saying boys are better than girls when we do this. That's what we're saying. We're saying boys are better than girls. No, they're not. Do you know how many boys' asses I kicked in elementary school where they were scared of me? I got picked every time. Do you know that? I got picked every time for the team first in sports. First. And I was a girl. But I was thanks for becoming a member. But I was a girl. And I knew I was a girl. I didn't think I was a boy. I never thought I was a boy. I think the problem for me is that we're telling little girls that they're little boys. They're not little boys. They're little girls. But why can't little girls be told, you can dress like a boy? You can even have a boy name. I had a boy name. I had a boy name, which always made me happy. And I always was feeling so loved. And in my brain, I knew I wasn't a boy. I knew I wanted to be a boy. I knew I felt better in boys' clothes. I knew I liked playing with the boys. But guess what? I was on girls' soccer teams where we slaughtered the boys, by the way. I was on one of the most amazing soccer teams in the 70s. I went on to be in the All-Stars, and that's in the 70s. So I think the point I'm trying to make here right now is I don't think clothes make the man. Does that make sense? I don't think clothes make you something or another. They're just clothes. They're an expression. And we're supposed to be getting away from these stereotypes. Why are we not telling little boys and girls that they're badass? Why are we not telling little boys and girls, go ahead and be masculine? That's even cool. Like, who cares? Go ahead and be an effeminate boy. That's awesome too. Why can't a boy take cooking class and sewing class? And why can't a girl take mathematics and rocket science? I mean, my God. I mean, really, come on. We're not. So the reason why I think a lot of these people are pushing for kids to transition, and I'm going to say what you all probably think. I'm going to say something that's going to hurt people's feelings. I'm going to say something that I think is so out there that we all see it, but everyone's scared to say it on some level. But I've seen a lot of people say it. Homophobia. Y'all think homophobia is part of this transitioning of young kids? I do. Because why aren't we giving these kids an opportunity to figure out who they are? And when we know, oh, thank you, Den Mother. I appreciate you. Thank you, Fran. You know what I mean? How are we telling a child that we can change their sex? How are we legally doing that? That should be illegal because it is an actual false statement. It's a false statement. Let me tell you also, many of the girls that I played with on soccer all went on to be dykes, including me, including me. We all went on to be dykes. Half the team became les. Okay. Half the team became straight ladies. None of them transitioned. I think, well, who knows where a lot of them are today, but I've had some contact me and they're like living their lives as straight women, or some are living their lives as gay women. And they contact me and they say, thank you for the work I'm doing, because they would have transitioned as a young person. That's what people say to me all the time. Thanks, Dharma. To engage in social transition is Easternly behavior conditioning. Think Pavlov. That's right. And only serves to reinforce the new identity, and only serves as reinforcement. Kids shouldn't socially trans. I agree. I agree. We can't call it trans. For me, the problem is naming it trans, right? Oh, there's so much homophobia, Jen. So much homophobia. So I believe a part of this transitioning of kids. Oh, hi, Millie. Thanks for joining us. All this transitioning feels very homophobic to me. So why? Number one, because we're not letting kids grow into their own space by giving them puberty blockers. Two, we're shutting down their sexual functioning. So then they're not going to be attracted to the same sex, because they now no longer have this opportunity. As we know, and I hope somebody on here tells me I'm lying, puberty blockers are disgusting. They take away, hey, Joy, they take away sexual functioning. They're damaging health-wise to the body and brain and everything. They do not let the genitals grow, which means when you get to be an adult, even if you choose to want to have that surgery, good luck with that. It does so much sexual damage. That's where I'm like, wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. So you're telling a kid to take this medicine that will shut everything down so they can look like a boy. Wow. Wow. I mean, I'm just shocked by that whole theory. It's a theory, right? It's a theory. That's right. They chemically castrate. That's right. It's eugenics. We're all on a board here. Is there anyone in this room who has a trans kid? Because, it's an undetermined experiment, which, they've been doing this experiment for a long time. It's not new. They've been doing it in the Netherlands 30 something years. They shut it down because it doesn't work. It's as if people are closing their ears and eyes and just going blindly on these children. It is homophobic, Buck. The trans lady you interviewed said her mom said she'd prefer a trans daughter. Yep, that's right. Gay son, it upset me. A lot of parents say that. Did you know that? I'll be honest with you. My dad said this to me. Do you know what my dad said to me one day? When, I have a great relationship with my parents now. I didn't for a long time. It's why I'm very family oriented, and why I very much push towards keeping yourself in the family. Because in the long run, your family is the only one that's going to be there for you. So when I see Jeffrey Marsh pushing against kids to leave their family, I want to just die. Are you kidding me, dude? Your family might not understand you. There might be stuff going on. It took me years to get my family back. I'm so blessed that I have my family. So blessed. And that's why I get so pissed at this trans. Get away from your family, take puberty blockers, you're trans, you're not gay. So they're telling the kids they're trans. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're just something going on that's normal behavior. Is there a kid out there that might benefit? I can't say no to that. I can't, because there's always an exception to the rule. But let's just keep it in the park of all kids, okay? Let's just keep it in that. I always think somebody could benefit from something, some new procedure, some new thing, but we're talking about all kids, okay? Nope, no such thing. Nope, that's a kid who might have gender dysphoria. Hopefully they can grow out of it. Hopefully they don't have to do this shit. And hopefully, again, you have to shoot yourself with testosterone. It sucks. I want to get onto lady ballers. I guess I've been talking too much. I guess next thing, it's 34 minutes in. I'm like, what? I've been having this pretty intense conversation. I know a 16-year-old. Hey, Norma says, hey, Buck, I know a 16-year-old who thinks they're trans. I'm very scared. Can you send some research? Yeah, just send me a DM or send it to Seth. Seth's in the room, and Seth put on the our my daughter is a lesbian, is being pressured by her friend to identify. See, it's not funny, you guys. This is so out of control. I just, these kids are pressuring each other to do this. Hold on here. I'm sorry. I want to answer these. I'm so grateful for your powerful voice. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's sad that people disrespect. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. When you're willing to put yourself out there, it's part of the game. It's true. It's actually true. So thank you all so much, you guys, for giving me all these super chats. I very much appreciate you all so much. It enables me to continue to do this, right? So we don't want kids to socially transition. So in the social transition realm, this is what I want to tell you. If a kid is socially transition, they shouldn't be called trans. Why are we calling kids trans? You don't transition to trans, you transition to male or female. So why aren't we calling them kids who have dysphoria? Why are we calling them trans? Think about that. I'm going to leave you with that. So I want to talk about lady ballers. Y'all want to talk about lady ballers? I don't know if y'all saw it, but I think it's quite fascinating and hilarious. I'm going to get myself into big trouble here. I found it to be hilarious. I miss the days where we made fun of ourselves. I'm a man with it's funny. I mean, come on, man. I'm funny. My body's funny in a good way, not in a bad way. I want to tell you, I've traveled the world, people, speaking to so many people out there, and my talks have always been 5-star. People give me 5 stars constantly. I get called back to these places. Because want to know why? I don't take myself too seriously. I make fun of myself in my talks. I talk about my transition and all the crazy things that happen, and the morphing and going to gynecologists and having to talk to people. And when I had this bad thing happen to me when I was in Mexico, and I had the atrophy happen, and I got rushed to the hospital, and my Spanish still wasn't so great. And then I remember, I look like this, and I'm like, ah, and I realized they're going to rip my pants off. And I just went, wait, I'm a man with a vagina. And then I said, I have a vagina. And I'll never forget, the doctors were like laughing, and they were like, he's delirious. And then they took my pants down, and I had one. So how can I not laugh at that? That's classic comedy. Classic comedy. It's brilliant. It's funny. It's hilarious. It doesn't make me any less of anything, and it doesn't make it bad, because in reality, it's funny. So let's move on to this. I got this little clip here from somebody. We need sense of humor back. If we don't make fun, and I'm not saying just trans people, we got to make fun of everybody. If you're making fun of everybody, like Dave Chappelle doesn't just go after trans people. He makes fun of everybody. That's why he's genius. He's genius. So I got this. Hold on here. Where did I get? Let me see. I want to put it like this, I think. I got this from someone I found, and that's what gave me the idea that I wanted to do this right now. So, here, let me just do this real quick. I got this piece from the movie, and I think since maybe none of you have seen it yet, I'm sorry I didn't realize Rival Chris had been. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Naomi. It doesn't matter. I blocked him and moved on. Who cares? I just wanted to tell you that story. It's his loss, not mine. So I got this piece. Hold on. One second. Let me put this up. Oh, hold on. Okay, you guys all ready? I got this piece from the movie. Let's do this.
Some boy showed you his penis?
What? No, not a boy, Daddy. Gross. Mary Margaret, she's a girl.
Girls don't have penises, Winnie.
Mary Margaret does. Penises are weird.
Can we stop saying penis, please? Where'd this happen, anyway?
In the bathroom.
Well, why are they letting boys into girls' bathrooms?
Why do you keep misgendering Mary Margaret?
Misgendering? What are you talking about?
It's very transphobic of you.
How do you know the word transphobic?
I'm 8 years old.
Exactly, you're 8 years old.
Okay, boomer.
Oh my God, so good.
You know what? It's fine. We'll just have to get you into a private school. Some of them have good sports programs.
Private schools reinforce white patriarchal privilege.
Teach you that at public school, did they?
No, Mommy's boyfriend Chris told me. He's an ally.
Oh my God. I mean, it is right on the money. Right on the money. Everything that little girl said. Everything that little girl said is so right. The writing is actually brilliant. You know, they didn't even have to write it. They just took from what the trans activists are doing. They just took, that's it. They didn't even have to write it. It's probably the easiest movie to ever write. That little girl was brilliant. Just slammed it in. That's hilarious. The fact that we're saying little boys are little girls and trying to manipulate kids into believing that a girl can have a penis is absurd and disgusting. I'll be the first one to tell you that. My son isn't going to learn that nonsense. And look who his dad is. Boys don't have the JJs and girls don't have peepees. Sorry, wrong. So that's why I think movies like this are so important, because it's calling these people out on their insanity. Why are you messing with kids? This kid is in school learning the white patriarchy. It's like you can just basically know everything they're going to say, right? As I said earlier in this discussion, you will not get rid of racism until white and black people can actually get together and have the conversation. But as long as you keep calling white people this or black people that, it ain't going to fucking happen. It ain't, because people are just going to get fucking pissed. They're just going to get pissed. So not really sure why this person needs to come on here and call me Susan. So I'm going to put you on blast, buddy. Why are you calling me Susan? Because you think that's my old name? Is that what you think? Speak up before I block you. I love these trolls. They're my favorite. Okay, well, you're not going to speak up because that's just how you trolls work. So for some reason, people think my name is Susan, and I don't know what that's all about. I kind of do, but I'll tell you later. So anyway, if you're going to come on here and you're going to do that kind of stuff, we're not buddies. Are you going to misgender me now and tell me I'm a woman and I'll never be a man? Go right ahead. Say it. Say it. Say it. Go on. Say it. I used to be a lesbian. I still am, dumbass. I'm still a lesbian. Oh, baby. Okay. I'm a big old crybaby. Am I? See, this is what I want to expose. So, unbelievable that a grown adult, because this is an adult, I almost guarantee you it's an adult, has to come on here and totally do this. So anyway, I got to move on. Sorry, friend, but we could have had a conversation, but you're not going to get to have that conversation with me. Too bad. Okay, so that being said, I just wanted to show you the insanity that I deal with on a day. Hi, Susan, you're not a man or a woman. Like, it's literally Felicia, totally. So it's I love it. I love when they come on so I can literally blast them and show you. I blocked them. They're gone. They can never come back again. I banned them. I blocked them. Out of sight, out of mind. Remember, I told you that. So actually, because of that person, which was so great, I wanted to show you. Oh, wait, this one I want to show you. I brought a couple ones on there. Okay, this kind of stuff makes me mad. And they don't understand why people, right? Why people hate trans people. Watch this. Watch this.
HRT.
Hold on. Okay, ready? Wait, I gotta move it back a little. Okay, ready?
Fun fact. HRT changes your biology and keeps you from looking like a loser. And instead you grow titties. So
What?
you can change your biology.
Okay, so Weirdo said that HRT, hormone replacement therapy, can change your biology. What? This is the shit that's pissing me off. You cannot ever ever. There's no medicine. There's no technology. There's nothing on the face of this planet that can change your biology. Nothing. Zero. Done. None. None. So these people keep saying HRT changes your biology. Show us the facts. Again, when you ask for the facts, they block you, right? And why do they look like the Exorcist? Because they're crazy. They're actually crazy. It's so nutty. So this one, wait, here, I got this one is totally.
Day we were all going around.
Okay, this gonna piss you off. Did you know Matt Walsh does not approve of my plan? Actually, I wore it. Love you. I wore my flannel just for Matt because I actually reached out to Matt because he was like, nobody should transition. Transitioning should be never on the face of the earth. I'm like, dude, I'm 31 years transition. Why don't you speak to an old elder adult who transitioned and we can find some common ground? Oh, no, he doesn't believe anyone should transition. Okay, Matt, whatever, dude. He's also a misogynist, by the way. He doesn't like women. He does not like women at all. So if you're a fan of his, just know that he does not like women. So listen to this. This is going to blow your mind. This is going to blow your mind. Oh, my buffering. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. 1 second. Hold on. I just want to take this off. 1 sec. 1 sec. My internet connection is always. Hold on 1 sec. I put it straight on, took out the Wi-Fi. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Watch this. Did you guys know they have trans summer camp? Trans kids camp. Watch.
I work at a summer camp for trans kids, and the other day we were all going around and giving each other tips on how to pass better, and I realized that for me, passing means passing as a trans guy.
What?
I do pass as a cis guy sometimes.
Wait, let me just tell you guys something. Here's the difference between me and them, or us transsexuals and them. We don't want to pass as trans. This is where I'm telling you, they're full of shit and they've co-opted transsexualism. No transsexual wants to be trans. We want to be a man or a woman. This person is actually exposing it. Did you hear what they said? Listen.
Means passing as a trans guy.
Passing as a trans guy. There's no such thing as passing as a trans guy. You either pass as a woman or you pass as a man. To be trans is an ideology. These people have an ideology. This weirdo is working with children. How does a person like this get a job working with children? How? We've sure laxed our rules and who can be around kids and who can't. There's a trans children camp with people like that teaching your kids that they can be trans and not cis. I don't know if you're, listen.
For me, passing means passing as a trans guy. I do pass as a cis guy sometimes, but usually it's because they think I'm a child. When someone sees me as a trans guy instead of like a lesbian, they're seeing me.
And there you go. Again, when someone sees me as a trans guy and not a lesbian. Okay, let me just remind you all out there, a lesbian is a sexuality. It's a sexuality. You are attracted sexually to another woman. That's a lesbian. Sexuality. Trans is not sexuality. It is not. It is an actual disorder of your inside and your outside. They're not, you want to look like a dude or a chick. That's dysphoria, not sexuality. Again, exposing the agenda. I don't want to look like, here, hold on.
Guy instead of like
I look like a cis guy instead of a lesbian.
a trans guy instead of like a lesbian.
A trans guy instead of a lesbian. They're so twisted. They're eliminating homosexuality. They just said it right there. They're eliminating homosexuality. I can just pick these fucking talking points out. I would rather look like a trans man than a lesbian. What? A lesbian is a sexuality, my friend. And you're teaching kids?
They're seeing me for who I am. They're seeing me
Who are
as
you?
an adult.
Oh, so now it has to do with being an adult. So, whatever you are now saying they see you as an adult, yet you're totally indoctrinating children into your thought process. But you want people to see you as you people are so out of it. You people are out of your minds. I don't understand what you're doing. How does that have anything to do with trans in any way, shape, or form? And what's wrong with being a lesbian? That's right. That's exactly right. And what does a lesbian look like? Right? So there's those stereotypes. These people are so all over the place. Don't stereotype me. I'm not this. I'm not that. Yet they're literally stereotyping. I don't want to look like a lesbian. I want to look like a trans guy. Do I look like a trans guy? Hi, Dean. You're never late. Do I look like a trans guy? No, because I don't want to look like a trans guy. I want to look like a dude. That's what trans is. Thanks for becoming a member. Super appreciate you. Wow, you guys. Wow. Just wow. It blows my mind, some of these things I pick. Okay, check this out. Check this out. Hold on.
Never be a man. I love.
Okay, so this one is a trans guy. It's exhausting. Talking about how they're more male than an actual male. Here's another one of the problems. Here's another one of the problems. Watch this. Wonder why people hate us. Watch.
If a transphobe ever says something to me like, you'll always be a woman, you'll never be a man, I love to hit him with my low voice. And I look at them and I go,
so if I speak like this, as opposed to my tranny voice, people are going to actually know I'm a man. No, they're not, because I still have this voice. And this voice still, people still think I'm a dude. When I go to Starbucks, or then no one ever misgenders me, ever. And also, I want to say about this person here, they're in a competition. Here's the problem. You're competing with people. I'm not in a competition with you. I'm doing what I need to do to make myself feel comfortable. If you're not into it, I don't really care. But why are you competing with cisgender men? And why, when somebody tells you you'll always be a woman, are you pushing back on them? Because you will always be a female. You will always be a female, my friend. So you're lying to yourself, and you think talking like this is all of a sudden going to make you a man? Here's the absurdity of it all. The absurdity of the whole thing. Thank you, Fran, for being a member. I so appreciate it. So let's finish this person's weird little rant.
I'm more of a man than you'll ever be. I had to work for my masculinity.
Oh my God. I'm more of a man than you will ever be. I had to work for my masculinity, which means you're not a man. You see, you see the manipulation there? It's literally backwards, buddy. If you have to work for your masculinity, you're not a man. Men are actually growing into it. I have to work on this. I have to work on this. Why? Because I'm a biological female, which means that I literally have to work on my masculinity, which I do every day, by the way. I remember when I used to watch movies of like old, like, rough dudes, and I would just like totally emulate that. It's so stupid. This person is so backwards. They think because they had to work on it, that makes them more of a man than an actual man. This is the insanity of it all. It's so crazy, you guys. How is this not comedy? How is this not comedy? I'm going to actually just talk the rest of the time like this. And I hope you all see me more as a man now, because I'm a man. And next time I'm on a smoke and beer, and you know how it is, because that's how men are.
What work did you do? Feminine.
So this person thinks because they didn't work on their masculinity, they're not a man. I'm just like, you are so jealous of man. This person right here is jealous. They're jealous of men. They're jealous of the space that men have. They're jealous of the fact that they'll never, ever be a man. They'll always be a female wanting to be a man. They're jealous. They're fully jealous. I'm not jealous of men. In fact, let me just tell you something. I very much honor my space living female and male. I think on some level it gave me this weird sense of being that not a lot of people in this world have. I've literally lived 30 years as a woman and 30 years as a man. Whether you want to believe that or not, I have lived in both of those spaces. I walk the world with a mindset that's so different than the majority of people out there. And I think it's why I can see that you have to have compassion for both sexes in this fight. Even though men most definitely are not taught to show their emotions so much, I think men are getting over this nonsense, hence lady ballers. It's just ridiculous behavior. You can't change your sex. So let me just keep repeating that for all of you out there who think you can change your sex, because you can't. And you're going to be really bummed after 20 years of HRT and your mustache and your beard and your no breasts that you're not a man. You're going to be mad because nobody was honest with you that you're not a man. You're not a man. You're a transsexual man. Big difference. So here's one more I got for you. I love my flannels. I love it. I know it's stereotyping, but I love it. I used to be the
and change the narrative.
Okay, so we got the wingnut. Okay, I got the wingnut back because this is insane. So this wingnut went after me. Excuse me, made a whole video about me, about what a bad representation of trans I am, and I'm toxic. I think I showed you guys one on one of my. I'm toxic. I'm gross. I'm all these kinds of crazy shit, right? So she's the wingnut. And I'm not gonna call her a he. This one does not get my respect. Going back to the beginning of our live, remember what I said? I want respect for you to call me a he, and it's because I'm honest to you, and the majority of you call me he out of that respect. But respect gets respect. If I was an a-hole to you, you would never call me he. You would call me she, because why would you give me respect if I'm not going to respect you? That's a real thing. So this woman does not respect any of us. She doesn't get the he. You don't get your pronouns, friend. That's how it works. You want to change? You want to do that with me, friend? You blew it. You came after me and called me all kinds of called me toxic. That is just insane. Why? She called me toxic because of the way I look. That's why she called me toxic, because of the way I look, right? You're not getting your pronouns, babe. You're not getting your pronouns. You don't get them. You don't deserve them. You're a crazy wingnut. Now watch this. And then I'm going to ask you a question after. Here we go.
Colonization came through and changed the culture and changed the narrative.
She loves to talk about colonization. She's so, and people of color. She speaks over Black people. She thinks she's just like this person of wisdom, right? At 20. So also look at her. I mean, she's clearly wingnutty. She's perfect for lady ballers. Wonder why people make fun of us. That's why. So colonization, remember, we are not a monolith in colonization, okay? They love that word.
And you can actually see that happen worldwide. The United States did not start off homophobic and transphobic.
Oh, really? Clearly, you don't know anything about homophobia. She's saying that the United States did not start out homophobic. Of course it did. Homophobia has been around since day one, pretty much. Are you telling me that people came to this country and were open-minded around LGBTQI? No, sweetie. No. What? How can someone say something? So why would we have to fight for our rights? Why would we ever have to fight for our rights in this country if it never was homophobic in the beginning? What are you talking about? You crazy nut.
Uganda didn't start off homophobic and transphobic.
What? This person is spouting such... Of course it did. Do you even know anything about Uganda? What are you talking about? Yeah, look at her face. Look at her face. And she has this weird mustache. I can't tell if it's real from testosterone or she pencils it on, okay? I'm not sure, but I'd also like to ask you this question. Do you think this one leaves the house? Do you think this one actually leaves the house? I don't think so. I can't imagine them walking down the street and people not going berserk over this clown. Clown, okay? I think it's makeup too. Seth. I fucking love Seth, man. Buck, I zoomed in when I made your thumbnail and it's totally mascaraed on. Right on, Seth. You rule, dude. Okay, so let's finish the wingnut real quick here.
The Islamic world did not start off homophobic and transphobic. And then
Okay, I've had it. I'm leaving. Bye. Oh my God. What is she talking about? Wait, she's literally saying that oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wait, I just gotta hear that again.
start off homophobic and transphobic.
Wait. You just can't even believe that she's saying this.
The Islamic world did not start off
The Islamic world did not start out homophobic. Who wants to bet on that one? How many of you think that it's always been homophobic? Put thumbs up. And how many of you think it was not starting out homophobic? Put it down. I want to see how many of you actually. What? This is the kind of bullshit that people are spreading around. What? The foundation of religion. Thank you. Start out homophobic. My God, these people need to shut their mouths. They're creating homophobia. You know that? When you say stuff like that, you're creating homophobia. Look, you all know. It's ridiculous. It's been around since day one, lady. Oh, I'm going to do a reaction video. I'm doing it now, but I'm going to do a bigger one on this one. This one really pisses me off. She's spreading so much homophobia and bullshit.
homophobic and transphobic. And then people go, oh yeah, we'll point out a famous queer Muslim. How about Rumi?
Okay, you found one, right? There's always one in the bunch. She found one. Rumi. I don't even know who Rumi is, but Rumi is queer, right? A queer Muslim. In America, I bet. Is Rumi living in the Middle East as an openly gay person? Do you think? What about? I want to hear some more. One. There's one. Okay. One.
If you have religious trauma, I am sorry.
Well, she can't name anymore because there isn't anymore. Okay, so there you go. Let's go to number 2 here. So
I do too. But guess what?
she has religious trauma.
You don't get to ostracize me from the queer community because
Yeah, we do. Because you're spouting nonsense and hate.
I'm actually finding God. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you totally need God. Thank God you're doing that.
I'm having a beautiful moment with myself, and y'all are
Are you really having a beautiful moment with yourself? It's why you're spreading it all over the internet instead of literally sitting down and having a moment with yourself.
just shitting on me, and it's
No one's shitting on you. You shit on yourself, lady.
fucked up. I'd suggest that you start looking up some queer Muslims because there's a lot of
I suggest you sit down, let your camera go for a couple weeks, go do some history lessons around homosexuality, come back, and then we can have the conversation. But this is the funny thing about her. She doesn't like that the community is shitting on her, right? The same person who came after me, right, is now saying the community isn't a monolith. When prior to her getting her ass beat for saying all of this bullshit, and everyone's coming after her now the community isn't a monolith. And she's freaking out. She's losing her ground. Watch.
them out there. The queer community is not a monolith. The Islamic community is not a monolith. Can you please just stop trying to perpetuate trauma onto people? Because
she just loves, I mean, literally the same words she used for my video, she took and used for this one. Trauma, stop perpetuating violence. I mean, every single thing she said the exact same thing to me.
you haven't dealt with it yourself. I get to have.
Oh, so now she's saying everyone else hasn't dealt with their trauma, right? Right? Everyone else hasn't dealt with their trauma except her. So we're all putting our trauma on her. And now she's pissed because people are like, bitch, there's no such thing as queer for Palestine. What are you talking about? There there's most definitely queer Muslims. I mean, let's just be real here. But that being said, that's over here, and it's not something prevalent within the whole space of Muslims, right? So come on, man, she's gaslighting the whole thing.
My own journey with religion.
I just love that the whole community came after her because she was like, I'm studying the Quran and I'm going to be a Muslim. And oh my God, she is completely out of her mind. And now she got nailed by the community because they were like, F off, you weirdo. Like homophobia has been around forever. The fact that she said that insanity, I don't know her name. What's her name, Seth? It's like something Blossom with a U-M, something Blossom. I can't remember, but Seth, I think, knows who she is. I mean, what is happening? What is happening? She's a liar and she's a complete gaslighter. Anyway, that's all I have for you all today, friends. I totally appreciate it. I got to go to a meeting here. I appreciate you all so much. Let's try. Seth's going to find it. And if not, she blocked me on TikTok and Instagram, but I'll try to find it and I'll make a video of her today and I'll put it up and then I'll try to find Blossom. Yeah, Blossoms. It's Blossom or something. I know. What is it with these Blossoms? They're always wingnuts. The Blossoms are all wingnuts. Totally. She's very out there. You can find her, I think, on TikTok. So Rumi lived in, thank you for doing that, Salvador. Thank you so much. Rumi lived in Afghanistan. So she literally picked this one person from 1207 to 1273. And how do we know that about Rumi? How do we actually know that about Rumi? Can somebody tell me? Is it written in a book somewhere that Rumi is queer? Oh my God, people. I mean, wow. So have a beautiful rest of your week. Happy holidays. If you celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Next week is Christmas, but I think I'm gonna be doing my live. I'm pretty sure of it. I might be going skiing or what do you call it? I might be going cross-country skiing. So maybe I can do my live when I'm skiing. It would be kind of cool, actually. So again, let's make fun of ourselves here. You know what I mean? It's kind of hilarious. And I want to get back to laughing because you see, it breaks the ice. It breaks so much. If you're going to get your butt hurt because somebody made fun of you, you need to sit down with yourself for a minute and figure out why. There's a difference between making fun and being a bully, just so you know. Those are two different things, okay? So have a great one. Happy birthday to you, my friend. I'll see you all in the next one. You want me to make reaction videos, send them to Seth, Buck Angel Management, MGT at Gmail. Are always happy to hear from you. And I really do appreciate all the support you always give me. And, you can see my channel going and it's all because of you. It's all because of you. So I can do this because of you. And I will never not say that to you. I do appreciate everything you all do for me and the support you give me and the conversations you give me and the understanding of nuance and the fact that you and I don't have to agree on everything, but you understand the bigger picture. That's maturity. And that's what we need to get back to. We need to get back to maturity and being able to have these conversations. And anyone is able to say things to me without being a dick, and we can actually have these conversations. So I'll see you all next week. Have a great rest of your day.